Hi everyone, welcome to the intuitive card reading for the collective for June 17th through 23rd. You guys know what I'm going to say. Please like this video, please subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already subscribed, that would be really fabulous. Trying to grow this channel, and by the way, the more the channel grows, the more specific readings I could do, right? I can break it down. This is really just for the collective, so it's really a general reading. The better quality the videos could get. Thank you for sticking through the video, audio, all of that good stuff, lighting, all that good stuff. So it will get better, I promise. Okay, same four decks. What else? All shuffled, obviously. Ooh, excuse me. Share this video with anybody who needs to hear the messages, feedback down below, comments, anything like that. You guys have been commenting and I've been reading them. So I really appreciate it. Any comments are welcomed. If it is feedback, just be kind. All right, guys, let's just jump right into it. Let's see what we need this week. Okay, yay! We haven't had this one in a long time. Healer. We have passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. I love this. Okay, so basically this is saying, and it's in the upright. So basically it's saying that we need to seek out that healer archetype within us. So basically, guys, just so we're reminding you guys, a healer doesn't heal you, right? It's something that activates your healing. So basically it's saying, like, look for things that are more healing for you because you kind of need it in where you are in life right now, and activating your own. So that means, like, taking initiative to really get things going. So you definitely need to focus on this archetype and really find people that, you know, that are healers and activating your own healer archetype. So this means just, you know, finding different things that will help accelerate you and help move the needle in whatever journey that you're on. I know a lot of us have been on a journey for 3-4 years now since the pandemic. Maybe shorter than that for some of you guys. And again, this is for the collective. I know some of you guys have been thriving, okay? But the phrase feel it to heal it comes up as well. So I'm wondering if it's going to be an extra emotional type week. Okay, if I see anything else that as we do the reading, if I see anything that kind of comes up where it's asking us to kind of do that, then I'm interested to see. But basically, this is basically saying that we really need to, and I feel like it's like for, how do I say this? The last piece of what we need, right? And so basically it's saying that we really need to give ourselves that final push by connecting to this archetype. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what else is needed here, because we have action needed. What do we take action on? See or see beyond the current situation. Okay, so this is seeing things maybe that other people don't, seeing beyond what like a different perspective. So basically this is saying that we really need to see things differently. So we need to shift our mindset. We need to reframe something. We need to just be thinking of things differently. So it definitely does feel like we need to shift things to more something like that is more negative to more positive, and definitely asking us to really see something differently with a specific situation in our lives. Could be the situation that I'm talking about here with the healer, but I don't necessarily feel like they're connected. But we definitely do need to change our mindset around something. Could be the healing journey that we're on, that, you know, maybe you are so frustrated that it's almost there, you know, or something, you know, it's almost there, and or you're hitting a wall, or something's not working or something like that. We need to see things differently because you have to think about, look at how far that you've actually come. So that's a good reframe right there, but it could really apply to anything. Like I said, this is reading for the collective, all right? What issues do we have? Loyal heart. Okay, not so great here for relationships. If I remember correctly, relationships were pretty good. Social life was pretty good last week. This is saying that we're having issues with somebody this week that, this is kind of random, but this is kind of what's coming up. Somebody that's more creative. So definitely could be creative differences coming through this week. So you might be having an issue with somebody that's close to you because it is loyal heart, somebody you trust, somebody that you could count on, something like that. You might have issues creatively, right? So if you started a business with somebody, or you're redecorating, you know, it's your roommate and you're redecorating your home or something like that. I don't know. There's some kind of creative differences kind of coming up through here. It's kind of specific, but it doesn't necessarily, again, this is for the collective, doesn't necessarily have to be a creative difference, but we're definitely bumping heads with somebody that's close to us in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't feel super serious, okay? But it definitely does feel like it's not, usually with people that come up through the loyal heart, people that you can count on, that kind of thing. Well, not necessarily soulmates, but if somebody, like, for example, I always talk about like soulmate type energies and connections. It's usually easier, right? You're usually on the same page, but Spirit is saying like, you're not really on the same page, right? Or somebody's not backing you, right? Because loyal heart is really somebody's loyal to you, somebody has your back, but you feel like that they might not be having your back. Again, don't worry, it doesn't feel huge, okay? I tell you if the energies are pretty major or minor, definitely feels a little minor, okay? That's why creative differences is kind of coming up, because it's like difference in art, like, or the way to do something like that, not necessarily a big betrayal. I don't feel that at all, like a betrayal trauma, don't feel that. This issue could be rectified by just seeing things differently, seeing that seer card right there, but let's actually see what challenges, see if anything is similar or if it connects. Generosity. Okay, so we have issues being generous. So this could also be, we have an issue compromising. Okay, I would put that in the same spot. We're not compromising, or we don't give. We're not giving. Like, we're not giving. I don't know how else to say this. And I think it makes sense to you guys, but it's kind of like we're having an issue with that. We're having an issue. There's a card. I forget the card. I know what it looks like, but I freaking forget the card. I wonder if it'll come up. Basically, it's having the need to be right. Kind of that energy a little bit coming through here, right? That you want to be not necessarily right, but you don't want to give anymore, right? Like, that's what I just keep getting from this. Is Spirit is saying like, you're having an issue giving. I don't know if there's too much more I could say about that, but I do strongly feel it has something to do with that relationship that's kind of going on here with the issue. All right, what is changing? Okay, and changing for the more positive. Okay, we have shapeshifter. Well. A very shapeshifter is like the epitome of the archetype of change, right? Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential and everything. Okay, so shapeshifter is about it came in the positive, so and usually the change is more of a positive energy. So basically this is saying that we are very flexible, very adaptable, which are really great skills for life. And we're becoming a little bit more okay with this archetype, with this energy. We're being okay, we're getting to a place where we're being okay with change, being adaptable, being flexible. So whatever's been going on in your life that has kind of forced you to be that way, and it's been making you anxious because we don't, as human beings, our egos, we don't like uncertainty, and that's very common and understandable, right? It's not a bad thing. It's just we just don't. But it definitely does feel like we're kind of maybe conquering that a little bit, and we're moving past that, and we're being okay with being adaptable, being flexible, and kind of being, a little bit more. Honestly, I want to say like spontaneous, like that word is kind of coming up. Like we're okay with what we have to do to get things done. And so that's changing. And so that's like an internal change. It's changing, it's really about growth, honestly. So whatever's been going on, it's kind of teaching you that, and you're kind of implementing it this week, and it's kind of taking shape, so to speak. Okay, what do we need to focus on? Magic Guardian Power card. Unlock the magic within. Okay, wonderful. So focusing on being empowered, making sure that we are doing things that make us feel good, and make us feel empowered, that we're in control. Maybe in control is the wrong word to use after talking about being flexible and adaptable, because that's the epitome. Uncertainty is the epitome of not being in control, so to speak. But in that situation, you can be in control of how you respond to it, right? So a little, just switching that around there. But this is saying that just connecting to your higher power and realizing how powerful you are and how much you are. God, how many times can I say power? But I think you guys get it. How powerful you actually are, which we all are. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of linked to confidence. We've talked a little bit. Confidence has been a theme the last few months, last maybe couple of months or so, that we're really starting to gain it, and that's really great. So yeah, just focus on that energy so you can just feel empowered for the week. All right, what do we need to reflect on? Co-create. Okay, so this is about working together. So that's very interesting because I'm getting conflict or issue technically up here with the loyal heart. Like, it doesn't, I mean, yes, could apply to working with somebody, you know, maybe on a creative project or something like that, like I mentioned. But how we work with others, how, and again, maybe career, but could also be in relationships, because let's not, guys, the name of this channel, and I changed my Instagram, my TikTok to Soul Work, because it's about work, guys. I know. It sounds, people are like, oh no, I don't want to work. I get it, but like, we are here on this planet to do the work, unfortunately. Is it always like that? I mean, I feel like for me, it's always like no days off for me. It's always, I'm always healing something. But I think for me, it's because of the type of person that I am. But in general, we are really here to do our work, right? Don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to, you know, seek out pleasure and joy. But this is basically saying like how we work together. So how we, so basically, sorry, I'm going off all over the place. Sorry, guys, my brain. So soul work to me is the things that we're meant to do here on this planet, to learn the lessons, to find meaning in, to move through, to work through, okay? So relationships are work. I think that's where I was getting at. Relationships are work, so it doesn't have to actually be work. You know, relationships, if you want a healthy one at least, if you want one that's thriving, if you want one that's actually genuine and worth something, yeah, you got to work at it. And that includes with your kids, that includes with your significant other, that includes with your parents, that includes your siblings, it includes friends, it includes everybody that you actually have a relationship with, co-workers too, okay? So basically this is saying how we co-create with somebody, how we work together with somebody, okay? So reflect on that, okay? Maybe you're somebody that feels like you have a really hard time working with people because, let me pull from my own life. Why do I have a hard time working with people? Oh, I feel like that I'm always, nobody's pulling the weight. I'm always pulling the weight. Like I hate, oh my God, when I was in college, I hated teams, okay? I hated like team projects and stuff like that. It was the worst thing in the whole world, okay? So, but that could just be, you know, maybe these two are connected where it's saying, how could you reframe that, right? You know, how could you think of that differently? Is that really true? Okay, so start questioning these perspectives that you have. And reflect on them. But because there's something here that you might discover about how you work with others, how you, you know, communicate and co-create with somebody. This is a really good one for parents too, about how, you know, I definitely see, you know, how you co-parent, right? Could be like a huge thing. So there's nothing to be done per se, okay? The action really is really shifting perspective, but this is just kind of reflecting on those things, just becoming more aware of them. So it's a really good reflection for this week. What do we have? Patience, responsibilities. Okay, I'm not shocked by this because what did I say up here? I definitely felt like this healer archetype is coming through because we are getting, I didn't say it, but we are getting a little, like it's so to speak, impatient. Like the healer is coming up and saying, don't forget to tap into this inner healer that you have, okay? Don't forget to continue to do the work and continue to move yourself along, okay? Don't get distracted. You really, really need to tap into that archetype of yours, because I feel like we're on that, you know, that last push. And so basically we have patience coming through here with responsibilities and saying your only responsibility is to be patient. It's not to be healed, okay? It's to be patient, okay? It's, okay, that's different. All right, because Spirit is saying you're not going to be healed by the end of the week, but you have to start actively doing it. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Let me rephrase it this way. It's all about the willingness. It's all about the intention. If you're willing to heal, you'll heal. Okay, in my opinion, in my opinion, and how I feel in my perspective, how the universe works. It's the willingness to do so. It's the willingness to change. It's the willingness to heal. It's all of that, okay? But you have to have patience with it. That's your only responsibility, okay? So, yeah, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but be patient, be patient, be patient, okay? This also tells me that things that you may have been waiting for, something to come in the mail, papers to be signed, something like that, is going to be delayed. Okay, so that could have a second meeting here. So something that you're waiting on, I like Spirit is telling me, like, let's just say your only responsibility this week is to be patient. So finding a new home, whatever you're waiting on, I think you're gonna have to wait longer. Sorry guys, I tell you the truth. I know. And please, if anybody really, I've said this a million times, I have no patience. I really don't. And let me tell you, one of the lessons that I've been forced to learn in the last few years is that one. And I'm still learning it, okay? And I think I moved the needle a little bit, I would say, but it's horrible. It's horrible. It's when people say patience is a virtue, they're not kidding. Okay, money and finances, mystic, revels in intimate union with the divine. Okay, awesome. So this basically is saying connecting with your spiritual side. Okay, whatever that actually means, that is super broad, but it's under money, finances, and career. So this could really kind of be, first of all, this is a really great card if you are in the spiritual business at all. If anybody does Reiki out there or whatever you do, in the spirituality space, coaching, whatever, it's a good money, finances, and career week for you. But overall, this is basically saying there's not too much, how do I say this? You don't have to necessarily do anything this week. You really just need to connect with your higher self, basically is what it's saying, and your connection with the divine, and things will kind of happen, right? You have to just get into the energy of it. Honestly, it almost feels like this magic guardian card, where it's kind of like saying, like, you don't have to do anything to be empowered. You just have to feel that way, make a choice to feel that way, and shift perspectives to feel that way, and to tap into that, right? And so this is basically what it's saying. It's like you have to, because mystic is, I wouldn't technically call it a power card, but kind of is. And basically it's saying just connect to your spirituality, and things will be good. Everything is fine at work, finances, and career. I don't feel like, only for those that are like in the spiritual business, I kind of feel that way, that there's like an advancement in money or anything like that. But otherwise, it's just saying like your only thing to kind of do this week is to really just connect with your spirituality and your higher self, and things will get better at work, or things will be good at work, or actually, let's scratch that, things will be peaceful, right? So it's almost like there's this neutrality that's kind of coming through, which just saying like, it's almost like, I know it's not under responsibilities, but it's almost like that, where it's saying like your only responsibility is to connect with your higher self this week. And, it's not a week to, overwork yourself, or it's not a great week to, it just is. I don't know if I'm making much sense here, but it's almost saying like, let's put it this way, work, career, finances is not a priority this week, and not much is going on. That's the best way I can kind of say it. It's just like focus on you, connecting to your higher self. This could also mean that maybe something might happen at work where you really need to be zen. Okay, I'm getting like, I don't know why I want to say zen. I usually never say that word, but kind of like peaceful, not much can bother me, I'm good kind of thing. Okay, so that's another way of saying like why connecting to your spirituality will be good in this aspect. But again, I don't think anything big is going to happen. Doesn't feel major or anything, that something's going to happen at work that you really need to be completely zen to handle it or something like that. But being very calm and collected and connected to your spirituality just will benefit you this week in a more neutral way. Not like and I mean that by saying like nothing crazy is going to happen. Okay, it's just you might need it this week. Maybe you just need a break, from the craziness, which I'm sure. Okay. Surprise. Okay, High Priest, intend and create. Okay, so this is really about making the intentions to create something, but it kind of feels like So it's under surprise. Basically, it's saying we're going to be surprised with our intentions. Again, guys, I'm feeling a creative project, okay? I cannot, you guys know I call it an intuitive card reading for a reason. I cannot shake the feeling with these two cards here coming through very strongly, this creative energy. So if anybody started a creative project or it's coming to a head this week or something like that, it feels like it's like the main focus, right? And so the surprise is telling me that there might be, how do we say this? Your intentions behind something, more specifically maybe a creative project, will surprise you. There's a hidden intention or a hidden reason or a hidden meaning, something unraveling about why you want to be starting the creative project or why you're doing the creative project. And by the way, it could be positive or negative, meaning like maybe you started a project because you really wanted to do it, and you kind of, as you reflect this week, you're thinking about, you finally realize like you were just trying to prove people wrong by doing it, and you don't really want to be doing it. Okay, that's an example of what this card is saying. It's saying like your intentions will surprise you, whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so your intentions behind something, again, could more than not be a creative project of some kind, an idea even that you have, might surprise you behind the meaning of why you want to do it or continue to do it or start it or whatever it actually is. So hopefully that makes sense. But again, it could be positive, could be negative, you know, it depends on the person, depends on the thing. Okay, friends, we have message in a bottle. Okay, so this is always about communication. I feel this really positively coming through. So positive communication, which is great. The loyal heart, the co-create, the message in a bottle, they all really point to relationships. By the way, this isn't negative. It's not negative, I'm telling you, because I would feel a betrayal of some kind or something like that. It's just a butting of the heads. It's just not agreeing. Feeling like somebody doesn't have your back. But again, if that's the case, not huge. But I definitely feel like the communication is good. It's gonna be fine because you're communicating fine. Co-creating, working with somebody, if you're having a conflict, okay? I don't even want to use conflict because I feel like that word is too strong. If you're having a disagreement, because I usually use conflict and chaos when I feel like the energy is bigger, but I would just say like a disagreement or, again, butting of the heads, you're gonna figure it out. You will communicate effectively. Like this feels like really healthy communication that is kind of going on here. So I think it's positive. Again, this could be different. This could be actual colleagues that maybe you wouldn't consider friends, but just overall communication within friend groups, you know, people that you would consider friends, is really good and really healthy this week. So yay. Not too much more I can say about that. Awe, ecstasy, romantic connection. What did I say? I just was talking about work, healing, co-creating, soul work, all of that stuff. But I did also say we must make time for the joy, for the pleasure, for the fun, for the awe, for the ecstasy, okay? This is the second time we've gotten this card in the last few weeks, so I was a little worried up there, not gonna lie, guys, with the healer card. I mean, I was happy about it because, you know, I love the healer archetype, the warrior archetype, those kinds of things, because it means we're really, you know, doing the work. But again, it felt like all work, no play. It, you know, very first thing off the bat. Sorry, I can't speak, guys. I can't speak. Oh my goodness. Okay, right off the bat, it definitely did feel like this week would be a little bit more work than play. But look what we got here. In the nice corner of relationships, we have our friends groups is good, communication, romantic connection, awe, ecstasy. It's really good. Let's put it that way. I don't think I have to say it too much more. I think you guys understand where I'm going here. YouTube has guidelines that I don't want to break, but let's just say sensuality is also under here, okay? So I think this is the second week in a row that's positive for dating and positive for our romantic connections, single and coupled, okay? So all I have to say is have fun, and that's awesome. That's all I have to say. All right, what's important? Oh my goodness. Okay, we have Hedonist, but it was upside down. Okay, pursues pleasure. Interesting. Okay, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Guys, this is also a card of Hedonist archetype is somebody that seeks pleasure. Foodies, for example, finding food, travel, and again, not a bad thing. But the fact that it's coming in upside down, it's basically saying like, it's important in general to understand that you don't want to do things to the detriment of your health. An example I just gave is foodie. It doesn't mean go broke going to Michelin star restaurants. It doesn't mean eating until you're super unhealthy or feeling super not great about yourself, or always traveling and making yourself super broke. So it's kind of like, all right, don't forget, it's great to seek pleasure, it's great to be a hedonist, but don't forget to not overindulge. Okay, so basically Spirit is saying don't overindulge. Okay, it's important to know that, and I feel like it's coming up. A lot of things come under the importance slot when Spirit kind of foresees that we might do something to overindulge this week. Okay, so if we do, forgive ourselves, right? Have some compassion. We're only human at the end of the day, right? We want to experience what life has to give to us. But this could be also borderline in any kind of like addictions that you might have. So just be careful, okay? So just, pay attention is basically what you're saying. Health and wellness. Druid, hold the space. Okay, so this actually feels like it's more emotional work. So basically this is saying hold space for yourself. So how do I say this? Like a good example would be give your God, I really can't speak. I swear I'm getting better. This is good because I want to talk faster. This means that my thoughts are starting to get faster, which is great because it's hard to explain, but I really felt like I couldn't think for like a long time. So I'm thinking faster and I'm trying to get the words out, and I think that's what's going on. So maybe that's a positive. I don't know. I'm trying to find the positive in something. But okay, so hold the space. That means giving yourself the grace and the actual space to... That's not the right word. Process. That's the right word. Process what's been going on with your health and wellness. Okay? This definitely, like I said, comes through pretty strongly emotionally. Okay, so we need to give ourselves the time to, I think last week was a semi-high social week, getting ourselves out there. Hold the spaces a little bit more. Make sure we're processing everything that's been happening, how we feel, our health journey, our wellness journey, whatever mental health journey, whatever journey that you're on. Make sure that you're able to process those feelings around it. The healer archetype will come in handy for that. Just make sure that you're doing that. You're not necessarily glossing it over. Not too much more I can say about that. Overall outcome. Flexible. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Okay? So this is saying be flexible. The overall outcome is that we're getting to a more flexible and adaptable place and being okay with it because of that shapeshifter card up there. Okay? So we already kind of got the hint, but that's really an overarching theme. Okay? We have a couple of overarching themes this week. One, we're getting better, more okay with being flexible and being adaptable, which is amazing. And the other one is the creative pursuit, really looking into that. Okay? So, a whole bunch of things about it. So, creative pursuit, working with people, co-creation, that kind of thing. So, we're becoming a lot more, less rigid, less structured, more being, and this tells me that we're being more open to what the universe has in store for us. So you know what that means? All those readings I've done for the last, I don't know how long I've been on YouTube now, but I've been doing readings, I don't know, I had big gaps where I wasn't really doing them for the collective because I was sick, but for the most part, I would say I could confidently say the last 3 months, what have I been saying and what has been coming up? Trust, trust, trust. Okay? Trust what the universe has in store for us. There is a exponentially more infinite intelligence than us. Okay? And there's been so many different energies coming up that really point back to trust, trust, trust. And to me, that's what flexibility and adaptability is. Okay? You have to trust. You're driving down the road. You're trying to get to your destination, and the road is closed or something like that. And you have to take it. You have to take the back way, and then you end up being late. How do you know that if you were to go down that road, maybe you would have gotten a flat tire and been stranded there, or something more sinister may have happened to you, or something like that, but the universe redirected you? Okay, so this is really about trusting the redirection of your life. Trusting the small, okay? Doesn't even feel big. Anything stood out to me in this reading about anything horrible happening or anything that is really like major or anything. And that includes this card here, and this includes that energy. Basically, it's saying like, even the little things in life, okay? And it is about the little things, okay? So it definitely feels like we're not letting the little things bother us so much. If we can't do, a particular thing, then we'll go, we'll do this. So it just feels like we're becoming a lot more trusting, and that's really all the universe is asking. Okay, it's not asking, God, I'm going to mess up the quote, of course, but, the universe isn't asking you to do more. It's asking you to trust more. That's all. That's all you could do sometimes. Okay, and so that's what Spirit is saying, and we're really starting to get used to it. So I'm proud of you guys. Okay, and I'm proud of myself. Okay, and I feel like I've been pretty good with the adaptability and the flexibility, but one way that to be taught it in life is to get a chronic illness where every day you have no idea how you're going to feel. Okay, so it sucks. But it has taught me that lesson as well. So, it's prevented me from being as consistent as I want to be, but I won't go down that rabbit hole. That's not the lesson here. Okay, that's not what the universe is trying to teach me. So, okay, guys, I hope overall a positive week. I would say nothing major going on. Okay, I see no red flags. I don't. Just some precautions that we should be taking. Some things to be aware of, etc., etc. So, okay, have a wonderful week, guys. Comments down below, and I'll see you for the next week. Have a good one. Bye.